عليك يا سيدنا يا رسول الله صلى الله عليك
أهلا وسهلا وحياكم الله وكل عام وأنتم بخير. اليوم اليوم 5 من 3/8/45 هجري، 46 هجري، موافق يوم الأحد، يوم الاثنين. اليوم نحن ملخبط شوية. حياكم الله، كل عام وأنتم بخير. ما شاء الله تبارك الله. It is seasonal يعني blessed greetings to one and all. It's the season that has come. It's present for those who are awoken, those who has been awarded with the charm of the grace of the passion from the most compassionate. Okay. Allah give you barakat. Yani it is the 5th of Rabi' 1446 Hijri. It is Yawm al-Ithnain, the day of the mother. Second, number 2 is the mother, and number 3 is the child, because from 2 comes 1, and that is why they are pulling us on the 23 yani chromosome per individual. That comes to 46. Allahu Akbar wa lillahi alhamd. I would want to discuss today with Allah's Qudra the concept of how Maulud was innovated into your cultural orientations and identity. Whether it was a Jesus or whether it was another human being, the concept of a son before a mother is where the calamity, where we as a children today are being shortchanged because of this calamity, and hence this was remoduled in COVID. Okay, when all your religions was invalidated and your beliefs, and you had to rescript a new value chain and return to your cultural orientations and your cultural soul tribes, practical inventions. Okay, Allahu Akbar wa lillahi alhamd. It's difficult when you believe in things which was not founded in your ancestral heritage, okay, and it has been in coming to from invaders and impostures and economic facilitators, okay. That is where you and I can no longer respect our mothers. That is why. What has happened in your life in this age where you came into this constellation of Ibrahim, all of you are coming out of this constellation, okay? The Abrahamic constellation, where you are supposed to have migrated from your dilapidated religious beliefs, okay? Political beliefs, monetary beliefs. The only thing that Abraham had, actually God had left behind in your last lifestyle modulations was Allah left the banking system. That was the only idol lifestyle the one idol that is remained behind is your banking systems, because that finally you get the choice to decentralize or to communalize. Okay, so that is why you're going from your paperless to your digital currencies, in order for you to change the currency now that you've changed the river banks. Okay. MashaAllah, tabarakallah, when you change your river banks, you make the fathers and the son of the father in charge. Okay. That is how the crux of the crucifixion had brought fictional beliefs into your paradigm. Okay, and into your religious convictions. Okay, but as a new generation is now coming into into qiyam, okay, a massive building is falling, people. A massive civilization is crumbling to her knees in terms of the validity of her truths. Okay, the validity and the practicality of the conducive. How conducive was that approach? Okay, how feasible was that paradigm? Okay, how self-sustainable was it? Okay, how did people know themselves? How was their gods ruled? Who was in charge of the religious? Could you speak the truth, or would they just ban you from the truth? Okay, most of your religious facilities, you cannot speak the truth because they are afraid of the God of the truth. Okay, so you must understand by now that the cults that you are following is truthless. It doesn't have truth. It is soulless. It's spiritless. Okay. So what comes into being now is that a new um, a new serpent comes into motion. Okay. It's a new form of reevaluating a narrative, reinstating a new narrative um, in your perception of what is spiritual reality. Okay, um, you as coming from a patriarch, where you come from the son of the father, okay, the son of the God, okay, your beliefs has been made to believe that there has to be a son and not a mother. What caused you to bring that dichotomy into your cultural expression of spiritual reality? How dare you put a son before the mother? How dare you put a father before the mother? You all know it's a mother planet. This we can only live in harmony if we have made peace with the mother. It's a mother earth. It's a mother planet. It's a mother nature. You are mother. You come from mother. Your body is feminine. Okay, your body is made in a female's oven, in a female's factory, in a female city. Okay, that is where Medina comes from. The true Medina is where it's the truest of the places where the human body has been facilitated by the Great Mother. That is Deen and Madina. It's only one. There's only one Medina. Okay? It's not a place, people. It's a space in time. Okay? Most of you, we have crossed over into a new Medina, but we are in denial of truth. Okay, our truth resides in a temporal place, and there is no entry into your permanent place of residency. Okay, so you must have, of course, a permit to enter that Medina. Okay, what the children of Yaqub done to us during the dark age, okay, the ignorant age, the stone age, they facilitated a fabrication of a narrative which was dismantled in the COVID age. In COVID time, you had to go back home, come back inside, put the lights off outside, stop dwelling around, stop being lost outside, stop being misled outside, come back to your home, come back to your mother earth, come back to your mother nature. Okay? Clean up house. All right. So those who had come back home, they should have by this time had come to terms with 2024, 1446, in the third month of the Hijrah, constellation of Abraham, of Ibrahim. A new, there's a new audit. There was a new audit that had transpired in your lives. Okay, each one of you had to do a stop. Take stock of yourselves. Take stock of your grandfather that you met 100 years ago. Take stock of your grandmother that you saw 100 years ago, that was on this earth, that you have part of her genetics planted in your DNA. Okay? This is what happens at the change of an age where you make your transition. Either you accept the blatant idolatry modulations which we had lived through, okay, or you are uprooted by the heavens, by the universe, subject to your level of determination and how well you know yourself. Okay, you came alone with yourself, you will leave alone with yourself. You are supposed to have educated yourself about yourself. When you know yourself, nobody can misguide you. Okay? When you know yourself, nobody can violate you. When you know yourself, nobody can undermine you. Allahu Akbar walillahi alhamd. So, mashallah, tabarakallah, when you are in this age of upgrading your young strands of DNA, you have been for the best of probably 100 years now. Okay, you've lived to the end of this age as a generation, as a tribe, as a culture. You had to do the stock taking. You had to do stock taking, people. When you don't do a stock take of how you have how you have become less of what your ancestors were, how you have compromised and exchanged what was organic, what was original, what was authentic for something which was synthetic, something which was plasticized, something which had no life in it, something that had no ruh in it, something which was artificial. So you have to do the stock exchange. Okay. Now, if you did not take stock of your house, of your life, of your family's life, of your personal life, okay, if you didn't take stock, which stock you are taking, where you are coming from, what is stock actually, and what do they call the stock exchange? Okay, many of you are sheeple on the stock exchange because you did not do stock exchange. You did not take stock, people. Must come to terms with what it is to take stock. Okay, at the end of an age when all your religions was dismantled, when your churches was closed, some of it up to 2 years. Okay, there was no idolatry left. You had to do the recon within. Okay, whether you choose to go back into your idolatry patterns, that is whoever Allah guides and misguides, that's your baby. But the question remains is, was your stock exchanged? If you did not take stock, then it was exchanged. And now you are the sheeple of the stock exchange. And that's why they call it the Nasdaq. Nasdaq is Nasdaq. Okay. For those of you who are on that on that level of perception, okay, everything, as I always have to tell you, is everything exists within. Nothing exists on the outside. What you are imagining, I'm a jinn. Imagine is I'm a jinn. You don't know what you are spelling yourselves into. But you are being honest when you use your words, because English is the last language that was created from the most despicable minds of the age. Okay? It has spelled you into the worst of dungeons that a civilization could come, where the God had to say, يَكَادُونَ لَا يَفْقَهُونَ قَوْلًا وَحَدِيثًا. Okay? People, when you do your stock taking, then you will come to terms with the fact that where you had lost out, what you had forsaken, how you had tramped over that mother, how that son had destroyed that mother, how that son had underrated what Allah would do if you would continuously disturb your mother's nature, okay, as a planet, as a civilization. We thought as a civilization, ons kan doen met die vrouens, met die ma's, met die dogters, whatever ons wil. Okay? This is where your mythologies of Jesus and Muhammad has been imported into your lands, because They forgot about Amina and Maryam. They forgot about Asiya. These were the heroes of the day when you give birth. Julle sê mos nie slamat vir die kind nie, julle sê slamat vir die mammy. Maar julle het gaan vergiet om te maak slamat vir die regte, yani honor of the age. These things are all metaphysical, people. It is allegories. It's not real, it's in your minds, okay? And you must come to terms, are you physical or are you yani, a spiritual being, okay? Do you engage with your yani, spiritual reality in the physical realm or is it in the unseen realm? Okay, there where your heart is, there where the light is activated, there where your Ainul Rabb, your Ainul Basira is navigated and activated by the Lord of the worlds. لا تدرك الأبصار وهو يدرك الأبصار وهو اللطيف الخبير. You got to understand that you cannot see anything except when the heavens and the universe and the prime creator allows you to see a portion of a reality. Okay? The reality that you are currently living in is dark. This hell. It's dark, people. It's a hollow. It's a hollow experience. You gotta fill up the two holes, okay? The right and the left hole, okay? That is where the emptiness is coming from because of the two holes, okay? So it's hell low, okay? Hell is low. And that is where your hollow cast is casted, okay? That's where your spells are casted into your two eggs, okay? That's why our heads are in the shape of eggs, because the yolk is inside. That is where the entire scrambling is happening inside of you. All right, that is how you must be able to understand how not to break the yolk, so that the yolk is separate and the white of the egg is separate. Okay, you must remain clear, guys. You have lost, many of us has lost our path in terms of identifying who we are. Okay, you don't know by now that your communication with the conscious world is in the unseen. Okay, you have been patterned in images. I am a I'm a jinn. That's the word you are saying to yourselves. You have written it with your hands. You have just not been able to sound it because you were spelt into it. Okay, you spelt it into a lifetime sentence. But as a fraternity of commoners, you are jinn. I'm a jinn. Imagine. Okay, imagine I'm a jinn. So imagination, I'm a jinn nation. That's what you people have been moduled into living in the in this level. So when you believe you're a jinn, then you are residing in the hollow of the hello. Okay, that's why you say hello. Hell is low, but you don't feel the words because it's dead inside. If you understand what it is to be arriving in the matriarch age of the removal of the doubt, the muh and the mad, and now thumma amdayna madadna, we have now extended for you a new order where there is a new narrative that you will find through the heart of the mothers. Okay, only mothers will know what is coming. Only true, genuine mothers, the hierarchy mothers of the tribes on the earth. Okay, they are aware of what is under influenced, what is being patterned, what is incoming here. Okay, for the next generations. Okay, for the new children that is coming in, what is being downloaded into their DNA. Okay, what is going to be this physiological makeup? What is going to be the metaphysical spiritual reality? And the great mothers are given this inspiration to know when there is a birth of a new age, which they call Muhammad, because the past age of idolatry is now going to be disturbed from its acts. Yani the shirk that we have been committed to in the past age, people, yani we've created many gods. We have placed the mother secondary to the son. Okay, the you as the son became the master of the mother. وأن تلد الأمة ربتها. Yani the child became the master of the mother. He had ensured that he had brought his mother directly or indirectly, his mother, because every mother is one. Okay, every every mother is the mother of all the children on this planet. Okay, because it's a feminine planet. So your Medina that you are now entering into, that this is the new deen, deen. Look at the word deen. Then the end word is because of the ta marbuta, because it is a feminine occurrence. Okay, it comes with a ha. Okay, you must understand when the ha and the ta comes into one. Here you are now finding the emerging of a new civilization in the cosmic evolution of spiritual reality. It's a complete new dictionary, people. It's a complete new vocabulary. It's completely new ideals of collective, spiritual lifestyles. Okay, mothers would understand it. Mothers would, sisters and daughters, if they are pure from within their gut. Okay, you had to clean the gut over the last 5 years. You had to clean up that the stomach lining. Okay, you had to clean house, and what happens is all these things are excreted. It comes out somewhere or the other. It comes out. Okay, many of you that I've spoken to, you have indicated to me many times how your body is now going through a new order. Things are coming out that you are not familiar with, but that is because the heavens, the universe, the cosmos lives inside of you. We cannot fathom reality if the mothers doesn't feel it. If the mothers doesn't want tomorrow, there will be no tomorrow on earth. Don't you understand how this earth works psychologically and physiologically? As niemand worry wat gaan môre op die brood vir die kinders nie. As die moeders nie dink van môre nie, then there is no tomorrow on this planet. Don't you realize what you are living? You come from the womb, you are living in the uterus of the universe. Okay? The senses that activates you in life inside the uterus is the senses of the mothers as to how original, how pure, how authentic the vibrations are in terms of understanding their purpose. Okay, if that mother conceives a purpose, she will give birth to the new age. So when you come to Maulud in this time, 1446, you're not celebrating a man. None of you have seen a man. This is all in your mind because you imagine I'm a jinn. I am a G-I-N. I'm a jinn. Okay, that's what you imagine. That's where your image comes from. I'm age, okay, to become a jinn in a nation, right? It's your words, people. Most of your mindset and the way that you are programmed and processing is due to your use of language unconscious. You have no idea how you have deeply spelt yourself into a very intricate web. Okay, so once you caught up in that web, you become hallucinating about a man. How can you celebrate a man when none of you saw the man? Why do you believe in a man when he was a messenger that came into your conscious, not into your physical realm? Why do you continuously give false representation when none of you saw a Muhammad all of you supposed to have witnessed your purpose. Okay, you have to come to terms with what is the meaning of why Allah created a age where things must be repaired and upgraded, and the genetics and the DNA must be repaired, because our DNA is messed up to the core. So the things that we think out as junk, because what we eat mostly is junk. You are what you eat. The concepts that you have come in belief, it's the lowest concepts of a civilization. That's why all your mosques and churches and your past religious structures, Allah had personally supervised when He came in a form of a virus that you could not see, and He closed you up for good. But you wanted to come back and live that same dead life. That is for those who lives in the maqbara, okay? But for those who are now coming into the light, that is the ishraq, it's ishraq for them, okay? Those who had gone through the process of analyzing and questioning and facilitating the transformations and the restorations of the authentic soul tribes orientations, okay? Going back home, maak verseker julle is voor Maghrib by die huis, begin te eet wat julle moeders geëet het, okay? You know, hulle het nie binne geëet because hulle net binne geëet nie. Hulle het binne geëet because alles wat binne is wat jy kan voel. Okay? Alles wat jy eet wat binne is, daar's wat julle pens ingekom het, daar's wat julle pootjies ingekom het, daar's wat julle hartslag ingekom het, daar's wat julle kidneys ingekom het, daar's wat julle long ingekom het, daar's wat julle julle hassens, julle brains ingekom het, daar's wat julle skaapkop ingekom het. It was all internal, because they knew the value what it is to be inside. They knew what to keep in a good condition, okay? If you're not going to eat it, you're not going to feel it, okay? Remember that. Today, your mothers in the last age, this is stock taking now. You guys, we had to take stock over the last 5 years in order to celebrate the new narrative of a new age, which was Muhammad, okay? Muhammad and Muhammad, okay? We celebrate the matriarch, the mothers of all Muhammads, okay? This is the age that you have to recognize the mother because she gave birth, not the son. I don't know where you guys came into this mislead of making the son greater than the mother. That is why we are sitting in this curse. We are sitting in this curse because you push the child in front of the mother. Subhanallah. And until now, you don't want to come to terms with it, and you consistently want to bury the mother alive, the daughter alive, the sister alive. And it is not. It's allegories, people, man. It's ways of how you must realize that you cannot continue with your dead story. You cannot still believe in dead people. You cannot become like the Christian, like those who made Jesus, who crucified Jesus, and now you're crucifying the Muhammad as well. Okay, the fiction, the crux of your beliefs are fictional. Come to terms with that, please. You are hurting you are hurting only yourself. You cannot hurt the next generation, because the next generation will not be associated to your idolic and idol simulations, okay? People, mashallah, tabarakallah, if you got entrance into the deen, the Medina, okay? This is the Medina that you will now uncover is not inside a national border, okay? The prophet, this prophecies, the making of profits in your business, it's something you need to come to terms with, is that you're never going to meet this guy in your personal capacity, nor are you going to have features illuminating unto you. It's all what you are imagine. I'm a jinn. I am a Gin. I'm jinn. I'm a jinn. You are saying that to yourself. And that's how you're imagining a prophet as what somebody told you had come in the form of a human. Why couldn't he have been an angel? Why could he not have, as your parents, your forefathers had never seen him, but they had a spiritual connection to him? What deemed him to be physical when it is all astrological here? Your conscious is projected from a remote area. It's not inside your physical space. Your conscious is connected to the universal mind. Yeah, okay, where you are one. Okay, where you can see through the eyes of your God's conscious. Okay, now everything can only remain by Allah. People, no man can be greater than God. No man. Okay. Whether you want to say whatever you're saying, you have determined at the end of the day, after you did not take stock, that there's a man greater than Allah. You just say Allah sent him, but you make him greater than Allah. But in the end of the story, only Allah exists. There's no human being that exists, and that which you are speaking about a man is a mubashir, is a bashar. You know what is a bashar? Bashar has never been a physical human being. A bashar has been the organ in the human embryo that feels everything. It's so pure, it is so alert, it is so innocent, okay, that anything that comes, she can reciprocate, and anything that is here to detour her or deteriorate her from her natural essence, she will combat and she will resist. That is actually a bashar, not the human as what you had come to believe. People, you have to get out of physical capture, okay? Warners came into your lives 5 years ago. A warner doesn't come in the form of something you see, it's something you feel. Everything about this journey of life, the truth is in what you feel. That is why when you go into the next dimension, if you did not activate that purity of the bashar inside of you, okay, then you're not going to feel, you're going to still be stuck into hell, because you are making things what you want for your Jannah, whilst you do not know that you have to exit your physical ego, ownership, okay, and reclaim your natural inheritance, which is your innocences. Okay. Subhanallah walhamdulillah. So now that you and I are in the Medina, okay, we are in this Medina. I can tell you with absolute conviction, we are in the Medina. We call it Al Medina Al Jim because it is the rays of the Jim, because the Jim is the fifth, it is the fifth letter. We are in the J era. That's why you went to the ICJ. We are in that node. We are in that symphony, okay, where we're coming to bring Jim, okay, Jimmy, the Jamjoom, that logo, that lyrics is now coming into this order in this Zaman, okay. Mashallah, tabarakallah, and that is how the mother's age of the matriarch is raised. This is your civilization, your tribe, your soul tribes will only be able to understand the spiritual walk of the age if they understand whether the mothers know what time it is. If your mothers of your tribe has no indication, it means that they have been forfeited. Okay? It means that they did not make it. لا يناله عهد الظالمين. It means that they have been exchanged as stock on the stock exchange. Okay? They had now been redeemed as void. They are void to the journey. Okay? So the Muhammad age is the age which you and I all have been anticipating, which we are now in her full might, okay, presence. Okay, she is not a human being. Muhammad is not human. It is messengers with messages. Okay, and it is applications, it is presence, where it is bringing the most best of fruits to the children of the new promised land, the earth, the new promised earth that you are now in the Medina of. Okay, this is where you will feel a renewed sense of your Deenul Fitra, where you will now reconcile with what it is to live a deen life, not a religious life. What is it to be natural and not be religious? What's the difference between spiritual and physical? How can you be living in a spiritual reality, and how can that akhirah determine your dunya, right? This is where you live from the inside out. This is where your Medina is within, because you put the lights on in your city. That's your deen. That's your Madin. Okay, that's where the nah comes in, Medina. Okay, all this happening inside, nothing is happening on the outside. Okay, your country, the way I see the South, right? As to how my mindscape is telling me is that there's a lot of the tribes in the south, okay, that has retained the Khoisans, the Khois and the Sans, okay, that has still maintained their natural religion, their natural deen, their natural DNA. This is the real deen. DNA is your deen, who you are, how you were created, how you reciprocated from in the heavens, how the heavens rated you, how they evaluated you, how you were guided by your ancestors. Okay, you cannot get to the next stage of your evolution if you don't have ancestors. Don't claim ancestors from other nations. You have no relationship with any other nation other than your origin. Okay, when you went and imposed foreign invaders as your next ancestors, and you did not give your great mothers of the heavens and the skies that appointments, that's where you got stuck. That's where you had to pay for salvation. That's how you are now suffering in punishment. Okay, people, we are not here again to give judgment. I'm giving you the landscape of what is happening as per the Holy Scriptures and the Holy Scrolls and the ancient scrolls and tablets. Okay? It's all about spiritual reality. That's how you must read your books of life. Okay? So we are in the Maitra, mashallah, age. We are now going to be celebrating this evolution of how the heavens reshapes the narrative of how you understand a a a a a, a, a mythology, a new way of how to interpret the text, okay, the nas, okay, uprooting yourselves of these nationalism theories of how a prophet is being held hostage by a nation, okay, and a narrative is held in colonized formats, okay, and a god is given a certain price. All right. You have to come to terms with the fact that we, the children, cannot believe the way you people believe. It is not what your ancestors, what the ancestors have brought in spirit, in spiritual vibes. That's real. What the fathers had brought in secularism and capitalism, you killed your religions, guys. You killed your gods. You killed your mothers. So we had to remodule the matriarch where true life exists. true feelings, inner senses, innocence is there planted. Okay? And get the mothers to talk to the children in the heavens. Okay? Get the mothers to receive the children when they come home. Okay? At this moment in time, you know how long ago did you send good stock up? Huh? And as almal second-hand junk DNA, junk strands of spirit that you're sending up, what you give is what you get. Don't you come to terms with that? Dink julle is gaan niks aan Abu nie. Dink julle daar's gaan kiyama net aan Abu. Dink julle net alles wat Abu is because of wat aangaan hier onder nie. Dink julle nie alles gebeur eers ter Abu voordat jy ondergebrei nie. Dink julle het enigste lewe. Dink julle nie Allah is 'n bietjie in charge all the time gewees en julle het julleself gemiscalculate nie. Okay? These are the things that you have to come to terms with as a civilization. MashaAllah, Auntie Aziza. We are in that time of our lives that we got to come to terms with what is Akhirah, people. You know, the quicker you as the great mothers and the great children of this land can come and realize that you are not going up as a physical human being, you're not going as a gender, you're not going as a religion, you're going as a ruh back to your ancestors. You got ruh from them. Okay, you are entitled from their title deeds. Okay, if you could still find the original, authentic vibrations, what you feel, okay, which is living in a electromagnetic field, okay, where you field yourself into, okay, where they can activate your true senses, that you can pick up the data, you can pick up the intelligence, you can pick up the nur, you can pick up the direction, okay, the qibla, and how and who you're supposed to be with. Okay, yeah, you have to only think about you and your mother and your children. This is the time, people. Alaykum anfusukum la yadurrukum in ihtadaytum. You know, this is the time in your life that you need to know yourself. You must put yourself through the test. People, there must be tests, and you must feel the test, and you must feel the pain. If you didn't feel the pain, you're not going to learn the lesson. As jy nie gehoor het, jy gaan moet jy voel. This is the process of how you go into a higher order, people. Okay? This is the way how you purge, and how that mother is again the greatest moment of your earthly endeavors and your heavenly unveiling. Okay? So, mashallah, tabarakallah, people, it is a fasting day, Yawmul Ithnain today, and we continue to build this wall of bricks, you know, the bricks new bank. You know, hulle roep dit bricks because met bricks bou hulle new walls om vir julle in 'n nuwe dam te sit. Daarvoor is hulle besig om water hou by die grootste dam in Africa. Okay? And that's hoe hulle julle gaan gee a new understanding of digital currencies. Okay? Because water is life, and where there is a flow, that is where they contain you in the dam. Okay? That's where Adam comes from. Okay? They just drop the A. But be that what it may, people, mashallah, we're coming to the end of this day, and it is this evening, the 40 days of Brother Nawaz. Also, we're going to be carrying that live with Allah's Qudrat, inshallah ta'ala. But may Allah ta'ala grant you lots of barakat and have a beautiful iftar today. And let's listen to some of our mothers play out on this evening. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.
يا مصطفى كل شيء